That person made it. Oh, that's the other reason. The person that we're talking about also made an 8-hour podcast with like kill stream Nazis.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Where they like basically just restreamed my stream, which I don't have an issue with, but
we didn't restream your stream, you loser.
Kill stream Nazis. Is he talking? He's talking about this show?
He's talking about this show, EFAP. Yep.
Yes, that's us. Well, how does it feel?
Have any of you been on the kill stream? I think I have once.
I haven't.
I have once.
I'm only aware of it.
Once, like years ago.
I'm aware of it. I know it's a horrible place.
Well, I mean, I argued with Nick Fuentes and other white nationalists, so I guess that means I'm a Nazi now.
One of the things, the inception of EFAP,
you associate with Nazis.
I was like, hey, Rags, do you know about the blood sport shit? And you were like, yeah. I was like, we ain't doing that. And you're like, yeah, good. We ain't doing that.
Yeah, we're not. It is in our manifesto that we don't do blood sports.
Don't be pussies, guys. You need to get in there.
Look,
I recall during the early dumping with Scrump days, Scrump wanted to turn our show into a blood sports show, and I was like, maybe not.
No,
this isn't a good idea.
Nowhere good. It leads
I'll ask you
nowhere
more
good.
since you've edited the video. That's where he got that talking point, right? Someone in chat said that, and he's latched onto it forever.
He believes it to be true now for the rest of the thing. He's just like, this is a true statement.
Well, remember, in the first stream that we covered, the first time that he heard of this show was when someone said EFAP reacted to you, and I think his exact words were, fuck EFAP, I'm not watching their dog shit content, on the basis of nothing. He didn't even know what it was. He didn't know the content of it. He didn't know anything about it. But he latched onto that. And he's seen someone say this, and he's latched onto that forever.
And he trips up in that what you're referring to there, because someone in his chat is like, whoa, every frame of painting is an amazing channel. And then he's like, every frame of... No, I like that. Wait, what's
because... Wait, I need to be able to...
His brain was seriously like, whoa, there are two ways that word can be used. Jesus Christ, what is this? I'm having so much trouble right now. And it's just like, you gotta toss it out.
The good way to avoid that is when someone says, hey, someone criticized you, don't just immediately say, fuck them and what they make sucks. And similarly, when you're gonna say something incredibly... actually, is really annoying me. Like, I can't believe that you would just see one person say something in chat and then you decide to latch onto it forever in front of a massive audience.
But if it helps your narrative,
especially
if it helps your narrative, of course you're going to do that.
The magnitude of that claim. It's not like they said, EFAP have had right-wingers on their audience before. Without checking, you could probably be like, that's probably true. Yeah, you could probably run with that. But killstream Nazis, like, you might want to confirm that before telling everyone that's what we are.
Yeah, like someone in chat just said, Chud Logic is a super Nazi and he kicks kittens. Also, he smells bad. So that is it's clearly, I don't know who this person was.
I don't smell bad. I don't smell bad.
It's in the chat, so it must be true.
But all that other
someone said it. So yeah,
and that's that guy's got a tick, so he must be right.
Yeah. So someone in chat said irresponsible platforming. Well, I would say that it gets worse than that going forward. But in terms of like the nature of what is bad about what he's just said.
The aspect of it that's so odd though is like, it's like try and give the best faith response to this as possible. Killstream Nazis, like, but if you watch EFAP, you would more likely be bored by the nerd talk. That is the reality of this podcast most of the time.
Yes, I can attest to that, having been on it. So.
Exactly. That is so... Has anyone actually seen the stuff where we, like, talk about one movie for 9 hours? It's like, this is something we do. It's barely ever anything controversial. Well, it can be controversial.
I was told by my comments that somebody here wanted to talk to me about The Mandalorian Season 1.
Oh,
Shall we divert for the next 4 hours?
Look, we might have to shelve that for another time. Yes, Deb.
I tell you what's happened, right? So there was this analysis about like YouTube algorithms and pipelines and stuff like that. I think there's like some validity somewhere. Like I can envision watching Dave Rubin. Speaking to Stefan Molyneux, they watch Stefan Molyneux. Like there's a process there, maybe that happens, right? Whatever. But I think people like spread that to everything. So it becomes, if you watch EFAP, and they've had Sargon on once, you're then going to end up watching Sargon and Sargon.
Do you know what I mean? How come nobody ever mentions that we have Jay on?
Jay's the most common guest at this point.
The pipeline is only useful when it needs to be useful, and it doesn't.
Yes. Well, I mean, I feel like you've actually done the thing there. The pipeline goes both ways.
There's a pipeline everywhere. It goes all over the place.
The internet is a series of pipelines.
You can just...
How people have said they've gone from like... People have gone from like Sargon to Shoe on Head to Vosh. People say this stuff all the time.
Well, what if someone went from Sargon to us? Like they are. I don't. You know what? I have less political interest. I'd like to talk about movies more.
I'd
These
like to
guys
talk
doing
about
it.
Yeah, we went from
Video
Sargon to
games,
EFAP to Resident Evil, and we never get credit for that.
I don't think it has to do with your having Sargon or any guests on. I think it has to do with like a lot of the Star Wars stuff where there was sort of this push of like woke inclusion means you like Star Wars, the new Star Wars movies, and since you guys are critical of it, that means you're anti-SJW Nazis.
A good example, right? Black Panther was an optical mistake for Mauler, even though the only goal he was trying to go at was I didn't think the movie was very good.
Right.
But like
exactly.
it was a disaster optically. Well,
Here are the plot reasons and character reasons why this movie
You might as well have just said this movie's got too many N-words hard. And you would have made it the same effect. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Very helpful ever.
Well, how many people haven't even watched the video, right? Like, how many people haven't even
they do the
watched
thing where they're like, don't you think it's convenient that all the movies in the MCU he's gone after are all female-led or black person-led? It's like, wow. That's not even. This is not. Like, they have no idea what I think of, or have. We literally spent like 7 hours.
I mean, when you say that like that, Mahler, that is convenient.
We shredded The Winter Soldier. It's one of the most popular fucking MCU movies. With a white lead.
That had to do with that. Has Winter Soldier has gay undertones, so obviously.
Yeah, well, you know, they've had trouble maintaining this when we did the Arcane coverage, because me, Fringy, and Rags have all basically come out loving the show, and it's got 2 female leads, and one of them's a lesbian, so we're in good.
Okay,
they'll just ignore it. They'll just ignore it.
I'm on the Sigma grind set, so I'm going to shield myself right now, okay? There's a video on my YouTube channel, which are all like Twitch edits, right? And I went to my chat, and I was like, look, I've spoken to the man himself, okay, the long man, and I'm told that he's not quite as bad as everyone makes out. So what have you got from me, chat? Hit me up. I mentioned this earlier. And it was just nothing. No one had anything for me. And I was like getting annoyed and pissed off, and I was like banning people from chat that were giving me shit. But yeah, and this is the thing, is when you question it, you kind of realize like, well, actually, maybe I have based this on like misinformation or not really knowing what's going on, you know? So yeah, I don't know.
It's the Hasan thing that happens all the time. It's the same thing he did. One person, I heard it from a person somewhere. Maybe it's just a random tweet or a random internet comment on a stream or a YouTube video. And that's all it takes. And people latch onto that, and then they spread it to other people, and it never stops. That's what the truth is now to them.
Mm-hmm.
And Chud,
it only takes one.
Oh shit! Someone. Oh god, I feel so bad for these people. So someone in Hasan's chat just said, "I watched the new." He's supposed to be saying Dark Viper video, and he was spot on you using bad faith. So how's he gonna deal with this one? Oh no!
Bye. Nice knowing you.
Oh, he's looking at the history.
Dear the Vapor, 18-month subscriber. What? I'm using bad faith. I'm using bad faith arguments here. I already recognize and admit. I already recognize and admit that if someone does not want me to watch their content, then they're completely justified. They're completely correct.
It's his fallback.
There are people
backdoor.
The not being in your chair bit hasn't even been mentioned in a few months. I've been here until you started pointing it out. Now everyone's saying it to trigger the classic 1-1 stun lock.
Okay.
You seem to be very focused on the topic, and you're
escaped a ban because of
that is
he got distracted, so he didn't get banned. Because he even highlighted his length of subscription. He always does that.
Yep.
Yeah, and you're riding the tiger.
And it feels like, I know it's bizarre, but it feels as though the longer you subscribe, the more likely you are to be banned.
Almost,
like you should know better.
Kind of, yeah. Maybe that's it.
You're backpedaling. You watch people's YouTube videos, and that's a positive way to engage with someone's content. That's a positive way to make an
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily, no.
Lots of things could happen.
Interaction with this community and their community. And then the other way to do that is basically by fucking doing these like call out posts and all this other shit. It's the same.
You're literally doing a call out post right now. Right now.
Right.
You could be like, well, I'm reacting. It's like, yeah, but they reacted to you. And he's like, yeah, but I reacted to them. Like, yeah, so where does it all start? With you being a shitty reactor. That's where it starts.
The way that I come out on top.
The same energy. It's by trying to attack the content creator. You're like trying to fucking tackle a piece of their audience, maybe drive a wedge between his community, and try to like grab as many fucking people as you can.
It can never be that you have a point to make and that's it. It can never be that. It has to be, because everybody's clout driven, everybody's money driven. It can never be anything.
It's all a cynical enterprise. It's all built on just the worst faith interpretation of everything.
They are all content brained. That's the terminology used now.
That's
what Devin said. Yeah,
I think this speaks to Hasan's views, because Hasan is the biggest fucking clout shark out there. You know, since he started on Twitch particularly, he's, you know, he used to knock about with smaller streamers. He used to raid smaller, like marginalized streamers and stuff a long time ago. But now he just hangs out with like the big boys of Twitch, the big like gaming streamers and stuff, you know? So he's kind of got to the position where he can do that. And he doesn't need to,
yeah.
You know, sure,
I hate the idea that as you get bigger, you just can't hang out with all the small channels anymore, and you can't talk with them, and like this concept that, oh, I've moved on, I've grown up and over these smaller channels. Like
to be fair,
I don't like that.
To be fair, Regs, sometimes it does actually come from the other side. So
what other
before pre Gamergate, when my channel had like 2,000 subs or something, I hung out with a bunch of Let's Players. We were all Let's Players at the time, and none of us were getting any fucking views. We were having fun, hanging out together and crossing over and filming stuff together, watching each other's stuff, we were just having a good time. We were all friends. But my channel blew up and theirs didn't, and theirs still hasn't blown up. And there was just a lot of bitterness there from them, and it kind of killed a lot of the friendships. So sometimes it's not you.
Oh, so yeah, I'm sure that, I'm not, it's not like of course, yeah.
I think it was Dev.
Oh shit, it was me. Actually, yes, of course. Yes. I ended all the friendships myself.
I knew it. You're like, I can't hang out with these 2,000 Andys anymore.
I think the other thing as well is, like, especially, if you're someone who cares about uplifting people with like smaller platforms or whatever, like, it gets to a point where you're the bigger fish, or, you're bigger than other fish anyway. And I feel you got kind of a duty in some ways to like pass that on to the people that come beneath you, right? Sure. That sounds gay, but you know what I mean.
You have a duty to redistribute fans?
Oh,
yes, to redistribute the means of fandom, whatever. I can't think of it. You know what I mean? I'm getting at.
Makes you wonder if the all-knowing Wizard of Truth came to Hasan and said, "No, these people actually just care about the point," or like Jay cares about the point alone. Do you think Hasan would just be like, "No, Wizard, you're wrong. You wouldn't know. You can't get a source."
I've been a wizard for 10 years, bro.
Yeah, I know all about wizarding.
Can't. That stuff does not work. Okay? That stuff just does not work in the long term. You're not going to get enough, you're not going to be able to farm enough hate engagements.
How do you explain fucking Keemstar?
Wings of Redemption.
Yeah. This is the thing. I don't even want to defend this point, but now he's saying, like, you can't get engagement just hating people forever. It's like, you can. It's not preferable as a bias if you just hate everything or something, but isn't there a channel on YouTube called I Hate Everything, by the way? I'm
not gonna fucking stop. I'm not gonna capitulate to someone who I've never watched before, to someone who I will forget about tomorrow.
Understand that? That's a good argument.
It's such a terrible way of looking at it. His thought process is so...
Yeah.
Well, I
get
tomorrow
off you if you're not going to be on my stream and be my friend, and if I can't get anything from you, why should I care?
It's fascinating to me that he basically just said, like, why would you ever listen to an argument from a person you don't know? And it's like, I do that all the time. Like,
yeah, might be right.
All the fucking time.
I mean, I'm going to be honest, I've got a slightly different perspective, right? 95% of the shit people say online about you is fucking horseshit, okay? You got to ignore a lot of that. A lot of people are fucking stupid, okay? What you've got to be concerned about is what you're doing, like, conducive to your goals and your moral system or whatever fucking bullshit, right? And obviously, Hasan's got a lot of problems with a lot of those things.
But most of the time, you know that, though, because you have listened to those arguments, and you'll be like, that's a bullshit one, that's a bullshit... Like, the bullshit detecting comes later. You wouldn't listen to Hasan if he said, whoa, Chud, don't listen to all these arguments. They're from people you don't know. Like, what?
They could be liberal.
Rags, you mentioned earlier, like,
don't you mean fascists?
Is there a difference?
Be wary of anyone who paints moderates as just a force that needs to be feared and distrusted.
Kill them all.
Oh, jeez. It's do not live your life like that. It is so bad for you.
Yeah, the thing is, Rags, like the first time you mentioned that the first time that you got called a sexist You were like, oh no, like, did I do
What?
something wrong?
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not that thing. Why would you call me? I can't. Oh my god.
Yeah. And then eventually get used to it, right? But then you have to also
Yeah.
realize, you know, maybe this time you actually did something. So you have to like finely tune that sense, which just comes with a lot of repetition, a lot of being called things that is just bullshit. So you guys recall about a year ago. I think it was about a year ago. I think his name is Big Joel. Is that a name for that? Sounds
That is
familiar?
his name. Yes.
I'm familiar.
Yes. So Big Joel basically said that he found it weird that when Sargon wanted to talk to him, Sargon was being polite to him, even though he disagrees with Sargon's points, and he knew that Sargon disagreed with his. And Sargon's like, well, yeah, I mean, I'm still gonna, like, I'm not just gonna treat you like shit, even though we are politically mortal enemies.
Mhm.
And he couldn't wrap his head around that. I think that's how a lot of these people think, is that if you don't agree with their stance on something, then you have to hate them. You have to treat them like they're scum. It's like, well, not necessarily, but they conflate these two ideas. And so I think that's where you get Hasan
this
saying,
is true. This is absolutely a thing that exists, and I've experienced it myself where I've spoken to like critically thinking veteran on stream, and like it's the pushback meme, push back harder, and it's like we're just having a chat and disagreeing about something, right? We don't need to be at each other's throats, you know. And even if, like, say, you know, we got into some shit talking or whatever, you can walk away and be chill and be, you know, pleasant to each other, even if you've got bitter disagreements. And yeah, it's just like this idea that it comes a lot from the left, I think, that you've got to be bitterly at the throat of people you disagree with constantly. But like, we all know, we are friends in real life with people we disagree with. And it's like, you just go for a beer, have a bit of a fight about politics for a bit, and then you have a good night, right? You don't have to be like constantly at each other's throats. And that's what people expect. And it's just not reality.
Yeah. I mean, not to just, you know, beat a dead horse. I think, but I think it comes from the everything is political point of view. That's just this view of how you treat other people is just naturally downstream from that.
Well, the recent
Definitely.
big drama that happened with tactical misogyny or whatever was going on with J.K. Rowling and all that. It was a time of like. It's like you can't use that shit on people. It's wrong. It's like, it's not wrong if they're pieces of shit, right? If there's people we disagree with, we can just be pieces of shit to them, right? And it's like, well, not if you have decided.
I mean, own it if you're gonna do it. Just you're a stupid bitch. Fuck you. Yeah, well, like, I said it. I don't care,
if your
right?
moral system says you can throw that at everybody all the time and it's chill, or it says you shouldn't do it because it's a bad action, it's like, well, then you can't do it. And it's like, well, no, but it has a caveat next to it that you can do it to people you hate. It's like, that's a stupid caveat.
It goes back to the Aldous Huxley quote.
I think what's actually happening there, Mahler. What's happening there, Mahler, is that they want to appear to be very morally righteous by saying, no, you can never do that. You know, great example. You can never misgender somebody if they're trans, even if you might disagree with them. You can never do that. They
Challenge
want to
accepted.
They continue to make more and more content about it because now Charlie's fucking talking about it. Like, this
Charlie's
is the point.
talking about it because Jay talked about it.
Charlie's conceding to Jay. Like, Charlie has explicitly said, I did a wrong to Jay. Like, I don't understand. Of course he's talking about it. He feels he has to address the problem. I can't believe this is getting shunned. Like,
it takes a Hasan. It's jeez.
There are positive ways of fucking dealing with other people's content.
Right.
There are positive ways of engaging with someone, reactions, and then there are negative ways of dealing with someone.
Yes,
which is
not reacting to their work at all. That's one.
This,
which is what Dark Viper is doing, which is what Jay's doing.
Wow.
Which is to attack, to criticize, and
you're literally attacking Jay right now.
To attack and to criticize is the wrong way to respond to this.
He's already.
What if they think you're wrong? How else?
And what if you've attacked them?
No, we forget about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, so someone perceives that you've wronged them, and the bad way to respond would be to criticize you for that. What options do they have otherwise?
Fucking piece together as much of a negative hate farming, negative engagement as you possibly can. Okay? I personally think reacting is a better way to merge communities, to win over new fans.
Hey, here's a way to do it.
Because you do it.
Bring on the creator. Talk to him for like 20 minutes about the video and why they made it, How would be that for merging community? Stop pretending like you're some altruistic god that's just trying to help everybody and take care of chat. It's such a lie.
Making the world a better place. I don't even really want to be here. I'm just doing it all for you guys. This is such a burden what I do, but I do it for you. I bear this weight for all of you.
The unbearable weight of massive talent.
I'm an angel.
This base level lefty takes. You guys are coping so fucking hard. 9-month subscriber. Following since March 7th, 2019.
Why was all of that information desperately needed to...
Why did you need that? Why can't you just address the thing said? Yeah, this need for him to... I gotta dig up... So many people are like this. It's this horrific social media Twitter...
Why does he have a Soviet Union on his wall?
Because they're really misunderstood, and they're wonderful people, and they did great things.
This is a selection of clips that obviously we'll get back to the main timeline eventually, but this is a little delve into the world of Hasan.
Here you go. My friend, I'm going to save you from the brain disease that you've had since 2019. Okay?
Let him stay?
Clearly, you can't stop yourself. Like, you still come in here, you still subscribe or get a gifted sub. And I'm going to help you out, okay? I am going to put you down.
Oh, no.
Like,
Jesus.
You know, like a horse that can't run any longer, okay?
That you're
going to the glue factory, okay? It's been a beautiful 9 months, but, you know, there you go. The glue factory for you.
Sorry,
finally you can be free.
Just the phrase... it's been a beautiful 9 months, but you're going to the glue factory. Out of context, that sounds really bad.
Jesus.
Okay.
Going to the
easy
glue.
clap.
Do you think Bernie approves of you?
Yeah. The guy bad. He said he spotted him saying easy clap. So I guess the guy is just like easy about.
Right.
Your life is so sad. That
you don't even know who he is.
Chat? No,
okay. Listen,
chat is.
Listen to the justification. Maybe you'll agree with him, Frank. Who knows?
Adrenaline that you ever can get is a brief moment where I recognize your existence. That is so pathetic. You are not even a worm. You are less than a worm, and this is why you have no friends.
What happened? Why are you so angry at this guy? What the fuck is happening?
I don't know what this guy said, but are you telling me you never do this with your YouTube comments?
No, I don't think we've ever said you're less than a worm for someone saying
some pussy shit. You gotta fucking tell him straight. Fuck you.
Listen,
come on.
So the thing is, it's totally fine to argue with people and get into fights over the arguments. But when you're like, "Oh, what's your name? What are all of the messages you've sent in the past? How long have you been giving me money?" You're a pathetic, worthless worm piece of shit. Like, that's what is that?
This is what I mean. Like,
why did you do that?
Yeah, to clarify, I think there are funny ways to do lots of this, but this comes across is anyone else getting the vibe of like, oh man, Hasan is like really angry at this one person, and the person said something pretty tame, right? It was, I forgot what it was, but it was like based lefty takes or something. Which
basic lefty takes.
That was enough for this public execution.
It's just
this is why you spend all your time on
the lord at the top of his fiefdom, you know, and some little peasant, looks at him the wrong way and he fucking gets him executed immediately.
Internet. This is why you constantly question yourself. Does this person hate me? Whenever you have new interactions, before they get to recognize how deeply disturbed you are, you always question yourself, thinking, "Fuck, are they gonna hate me when they find out a little bit more about myself?"
What is happening?
A little bit more about myself. Why does he keep saying... Sorry, I like how we get distracted from this incredibly cruel commentary just with the grammar, but stop saying myself when you mean me, alright? Myself is often unnecessary.
But hey...
I think he actually means himself.
Well, so he's talking in the third person.
He's talking about himself.
He was talking about as though he were the guy in chat. He was saying like... fuck it, I don't care. Look, this one is we got one example. So why do you guys? It's fine. It's one. Who cares, right?
What's up, folks? I'm live and alive, and we got a lot to talk about. I was right about Ukraine. That's right. War is not imminent. Oh, shock!
Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah. Whoops.
Anyway, we're going to talk about that and a bunch of other stuff, so get in now. Anything from you for this, you can literally go back and look at the DMs that they will openly admit. I literally bought them computers and said, here, you get to own the means of your fucking production.
Oh no. This is painful
Here's
for
your
me.
computer. Here's your computer. Sucker.
This way, you can do whatever you want with your own computer. But of course, these motherfuckers who are so horny, so fucking horny, to disparage someone that they fucking hate, are going to rush to judgment even after this piece of fucking garbage knew that this clip was knew that this fucking tweet was deleted, and he still talked about it on his fucking stream. Because he's a piece of shit and no different than fucking
made his bed. Or is that the couch? Oh, that's a couch and a sofa thing.
Man, he was talking so much earlier about keeping you cool, you know?
Yeah, calm down, bro.
Oh, but it's coming. We're coming up to the best part. It's coming.
Star. If you see this kind of behavior in yourself, you can stop it. There you go. I gave you your fucking shred of relevance. You gnome fuck.
Gnome. Gnome.
Oh my god, classic.
It's one of the. It's so good. It is so funny.
Dude, it's like a candidate for one of the best things that happen on the internet. This gnome fuck thing.
Gnome.
This kind of behavior.
Just to clarify for anyone missing this in chat, he pronounces gnome as gnome.
Gnome. Mahler, there's a G. And what are you talking about? There's clearly a G.
Behavior in yourself, you can stop it. There you go. I gave you your fucking shred of relevance. You gnome fuck.
Oh my god. So good.
What else we got?
The record. My issue as a trans person is the fact that you, a guy that isn't super well versed on trans shit, brought on a known transphobe knowing he might bring up transphobic shit. You aren't exactly a Vosh at trans debates.
Oh no. He's gonna lose it.
See, I think, because he just read out the message, you heard it right. The guy was like, you should know more about trans issues if you're going to fucking defend them against someone who's very anti-trans issues. You're no bullshit. It's just like, that's
super benign comment.
That is the normal take.
Yeah.
That's the normal take for everything. Try not to go aggressive on points you know fucking nothing about. It's simple.
And this commenter, I did a whole video about this moment because it was so shocking to me. They even said at the end, like, thanks for the effort anyway. I really like your stuff. They're very positive about Hasan at the end as well.
Oh.
But basically, he saw comparison to Vosh and he fucking saw red. And he.
Well, yeah, because look what happens.
I hope that the rest of your life is as horrible as it is every single day. Okay.
Jesus Christ. Goodness gracious.
How do you do that to that comment? That comment was so
relaxed.
Chill. I hope your life is as horrible as
Does everyone understand the relevant? Like this person that he's speaking to is a trans person, right? So you understand what he's trying to say there, right?
Which
or
is
my reading of it anyway.
That would be even more fucked up.
He's basically saying more dysphoria.
Yeah, he's basically saying your life is fucked up. My interpretation, I should say, to be generous, right?
Maybe.
Right? I think he's kind of saying, like, your life is shit, I hope it continues to be because you're trans. That was my interpretation of it. I appreciate you can see it differently, but I don't know.
I think that's just incidental.
I would be willing.
I think it's way more just a standard mean-spirited thing.
Yeah, I was going to say, I could believe...
Awesome.
Because he's not very good at making fun of people. He's a little clumsy with it. So I could be...
every time it seems to be, my life is better than yours, which is... It's weird, right? Like, if you have to say that, I don't know.
Yeah, I think I've brought this up all 3 evenings, but it seems very high school. You know, like the rich kid who says, "My parents will buy me anything."
Absolutely, feels like you've just translated standard high school bullshit like into. Except now it's about politics and like it's people making lots of money. It's just all of these weird multipliers and parasocial stuff, and
So I blocked them and I wanted to move on, but his fucking weirdo fan base still is getting in here. And still trying to get me to fucking...
is also weird too. It's not like they could have any legitimate criticisms.
No.
This is like actually one of the most infuriating, frustrating things I think I've ever seen on this show. Like, this is insane. I cannot believe that somebody can have such a large audience, yet just spout so much stupid false shit. And do so smugly and confidently. And then we see the montage of like all of the times that he's been incredibly like fucking cruel to people in his own chat. Just banning people because they give him light criticism. Meanwhile, turns around and talks about how he runs towards the criticism and what an awesome guy and how receptive he is. Look at how much I fought. I apologize for this thing that I did about a year ago that was 5 minutes, even though it was 15 minutes and it was less than a year ago, and it doesn't even matter and you didn't even address the criticism that Jay levied towards you, and you didn't even watch the video. And despite not watching the video, you say that the video sucks and that it's clearly uncharitable based on this fictitious reality that you've invented on like 2 things that you saw in chat. Get out of here. Come on. It's insane. I can't believe that you would be like one of the largest Twitch streamers in the political space. That's
wild.
Insane. I can't
it's
believe
wild
that.
How successful he is. How he's so shit. And just people throw you read the chat scrolling by, and it's just so depressing. Like, these are people. There's human beings behind these keyboards typing these things.
Like, Jay provided such an airtight. He's right. He was just completely right. And not only was he right, but he was right in a funny way and right in an incredibly charitable way. And look at how that was, like, how that effort was rewarded. I can't believe that. That he did everything right and he still got massively penalized.
This is an unironically
it's not fair.
Absurd scenario that we find ourselves in. This is bizarre. Like, this should never have been possible.
Whoever wrote the script for Earth should be fired. Characters like this can't be this inconsistent and terrible. And
what do you mean? This is great.
I guess he is the villain. So
yeah,
it's funny. I could see myself saying if there was a Hasan in an Earth TV show, he was this popular, and we saw them do this, I'd be like, I don't see how he would be one of the most popular streamers if he was doing shit like that. Like, I feel like that would be a criticism I'd make.
You're right. Like, this is such contrived nonsense. No one would actually like this fucking asshole.
And yet.
React to it when the original point is that he doesn't want me to react to his video, so why would I do that?
That wasn't the original point.
Turn someone into a Nazi because you didn't react hard enough, Lemafao. I don't think that person is actually a fucking Nazi or whatever.
Yeah, Jay isn't a Nazi. All of us are. Get it right, come on.
Yeah,
but I do
think because you know, the thing, because
that person does not have a problem, you know, hanging out with Nazis as long as those Nazis are fucking shitting on me.
I like how he's completely unaware of the history that, like, Jay is a friend. Like,
he doesn't know what that is.
They don't understand
friends with Nazis?
Friends are.
Oh, well, no, but it's just that obviously in his mind he's presumed that it's like, oh, well, there's this podcast off on the side, and because their interests aligned in terms of criticizing Hasan specifically, oh, well, look, you jumped on. It's like, it's because you don't know anything. You know nothing. But yet you're so confidently going around saying all of these things. But you have no idea. You don't know anything. I can't... And I guess it's really frustrating as well to think that there's like 30,000 people watching, and like even in the face of that, there's still so little in terms of trying to correct him. In fact, like people actively
they know got banned.
Like, lol, react harder, Omega lol, ho, 11 months, see ya, buddy.
Thanks for the patronage.
Yeah.
Thanks for the mansion. Fuck off.
Yeah, your parents hate you. Like, what?
You're the scum of the earth. Worm.
And then someone's like, hey, wow, that's a little bit harsh. See you too.
Keep I wouldn't hate my kid for giving Hasan Mansion money.
Dude, in the struggle of the proletariat against the capitalist bourgeois, keep hating your life, working class Andy. You work in retail. You hate your life. Oh, wait, no, I don't. Go out and eat some grass in between like 10-second, 15-second pauses. Can't believe it.
Spit on my face and expect me to say thank you. I can't believe it's raining. Okay, you're pissing on my face and asking me to say it's fucking raining and I should be happy about it.
Man, you
eloquently stated. So eloquent. Judge Judy would be proud.
He was trying so hard to say the thing.
You knew the words, you knew the general concept, but we just it's the one-legged spider machine dragging itself through the desert every time.
Like, if someone
and clunking
has made this much content out of one fucking infraction that is literally not...
So you continue to make additional infractions when you keep lying about all the different elements. And then you say that Jay... It's only recently that anybody would have realized Jay isn't a Nazi from your point of view when someone asked. Like, that's how bad this has gotten.
If someone goes to Jay's channel and starts watching his videos, and they're like, wait, this isn't a Nazi. I've been lied to.
And then they go to my channel and they're like,
told me a fib.
He didn't like Black Panther. Okay, it's a Nazi. Like, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, he didn't like Black Panther. Oof, saved.
Not only minor, but something that I already agreed with. And
yeah, how can you say this 10 billion times over? It's insane.
And still be mad.
apologized for 1 fucking year ago, then I'm sorry. I'm not going to fucking assume that this is like a reasonable person. I'm not going to assume that this is a reasonable criticism.
What if Charlie told you that directly that it was? How many people would it take?
How many people would it take?
I think you just keep saying no until someone with enough clout, you know, above him. You need like fucking AOC to come on his stream and tell him it's Jay is good faith. And then you'd be like,
He's like,
I'm going to assume, perhaps correctly, that this person is farming negative hatred.
Correctly. I like how you even acknowledge that, like, you don't even know whether or not this is correct, but you've just decided to do it anyway because you're too lazy to watch the video.
So that they can, you know, pick up on all of the people that fucking already despise me on the internet. There's plenty of them. They actually seem to want you to react to their video based on Twitter. They were saying some shit about you not engaging with the arguments. Of course I'm not gonna. Why would I give them what they want?
Why would I engage with their arguments?
Engage in a discussion. Oh, fuck.
You pivot off from engage with the arguments to why would I give them what they want? To engage with their arguments? Why would I engage with their arguments? It's not like I'm a political commentator and that's my job.
This is the thing.
I guess in this case, not political, but nevertheless.
It's all about that clout, man. So if Jay's clout chasing involves listening to arguments, then you can't do that. That's giving Jay what he wants. So you can't be doing that. If Jay ever wanted, I don't know, oxygen, can't be doing that. It's giving in to Jay's arguments or something. I don't know. He just argued himself out of addressing any arguments, and he thinks he's like in the clear.
Hello, you just listened to a segment of the podcast Every Frame a Pause, or EFAP. Hosted by YouTubers Mauler, Rags, and Fringy, and joined by a cycling variety of guests across the internet, they critically analyze media with exhaustive detail while pausing at every single frame. Subscribe to the EFAP channel and catch new episodes on Saturdays, as well as catch their smaller videos reacting to the latest and not-so-greatest movies and TV shows throughout the week. You can also subscribe here to EFAP Highlights for the latest shorts, clips, and supercuts, also uploaded throughout the week. Links to all the relevant channels can be found in the description section below, as well as links to their communities on Reddit and Discord. Thanks for watching.